I'm giving that evidence. I'm now going to ask the atheist, if there is no God, how do you explain these things?
You make a pretty good case, especially the fine-tune argument. I don't see a way around it. But there are some people like Lawrence Krauss, right, was his name, from the video, who would say, we don't have evidence of God. Or in other words, we don't have absolute proof for God. What would you say to people who, like atheists, who would say the burden of proof lies with theists and not with atheists?
Well, when he says absolute proof, I'd ask, what do you mean by absolute proof?
To say for certain, for 100%.
Well, 100% certain. I'm not 100% certain that you exist. We could be in the Matrix, right? I mean, we could be. I mean, I don't think that's true, but it's possible we could be in the Matrix. So I'm not looking for 100% certainty. I'm looking for certainty beyond a reasonable doubt. And let me give you an analogy of this. I know atheists are fond of saying, well, I just lack a belief in God, and you have all the burden of proof to say that God exists. I put up some evidence here earlier today that, okay, for example, the universe had a beginning and it's fine-tuned. I was about to talk about the moral argument. Let's just take those three arguments. The argument that the universe had a beginning, the argument that it's fine-tuned and life is designed as well, and the argument there are objective moral values. These, to me, seem like they're evidence for a theistic God, a spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful, moral, personal, intelligent creator who created and sustains all things, right? I'm giving that evidence. I'm now going to ask the atheist, if there is no God, how do you explain these things, these truths? I mean, Lawrence Krauss admits that there was a beginning to the universe. Now, he tries to come up, as I say, with this argument that the universe came from nothing and by nothing without a cause, but his nothing is not nothing, as we've seen. It's actually something, so his argument doesn't work. So I would ask Lawrence Krauss, well, what argument do you have for the universe existing? And the fact that it's fine-tuned and the fact there are objective moral values out there. I don't just have the burden of proof to say that God is the cause. I do, if I'm going to say God exists, have to give those arguments. But once those arguments are on the table, once these realities are on the table, then he has, if he's going to be someone who's looking for the truth, he has just as much burden to explain how these things could exist in the absence of God.